Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my recipe for Gulgula. Now basically these are Guyanese banana donuts, and this is what you can do with all of those overripe bananas that are sitting on your countertop about to go bad. You can make these soft, fluffy, donut-like desserts, and I hope you all enjoy. This is a recipe that a lot of people make for the Festival of Holi or Pagwa or the Festival of Colors, and since it's coming up this week, I hope you guys give my recipe a try for this Gulgula. The first thing that I'm starting off with is 2 overripe bananas. You want to use bananas that are starting to turn black or speckled on the outside. Of course, if you only have ripe bananas that are perfect, you can go ahead and use that. But just to let you know, the browner the bananas are, the sweeter the taste of the Gulgula will be. I like to mash the bananas very smooth. If you wanted it to have chunks in the Gulgula, you can go ahead and mash the bananas with little chunks in it, but I prefer it on the smooth side. Once those bananas are all mashed up, I'm going to go in with all of my brown sugar. If you wanted to use white sugar for this recipe, feel free to do so, but I like the color that the brown sugar gives. And I'm also going to be going in with some baking powder, and I'm also going in with some ground cinnamon and a little bit of ground nutmeg. You can use whatever spices and flavoring agents that you want, it's up to your taste. I'm also going to go in with a little pinch of salt just to bring out all that sweetness, and I'm also going to be going in with some mixed essence. And for some added flavor, I'm adding an almond essence as well. Again, like I said, flavor this up as per your own taste and preferences. At this point, I'm going to mix all of these ingredients together until the sugar is melted into the bananas. And at this point, once all of the wet ingredients are mixed up together, it is time to go in with my all-purpose flour. Now I have a set of all-purpose flour and I'm adding it in a little bit at a time until it's mixed in and I get the proper texture. The texture that you want here is just as if you were making pulori or bara or anything like that. You don't want it too wet and soupy like a pancake mix, but you also do not want it too thick like a roti dough. If you use the amount of flour that I give in the recipe, it should be the perfect amount for the 2 bananas that we use, the perfect amount of moistness and everything. But if you find that the mixture is too dry, you can always splash in just a little touch of water or a little touch of milk of your choice. Everybody makes their Gulgula very differently. Some people make it like how I'm making, and some people will add in more liquids and more flour to build up the dough. But I really like when the bananas speak in the recipe and you taste more of the bananas than flour. And this next step is totally optional, but I will be adding in a handful of raisins, and I'm also going to be adding in some finely chopped maraschino cherries. These are definitely optional. I know a lot of people do not like dried fruits in their desserts, but my family loves the raisins and I personally like cherries, so that's why I'm adding everything in today. And once I add all of those dried fruits in, I'm just going to go ahead and mix everything well together until everything is well combined. And as you all can see from this mixture, it's nice and tacky and sticky. It's not too thin. It's the perfect thickness and exactly where we want it. So all I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to cover this and I'm going to let it rest for about 30 minutes. So my dough rested for about 30 minutes at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and start the frying process. So I have some canola oil that I have heating up in my pot. It's on a medium to medium high heat. You want to keep the oil regulated so this way that these Gulgulas don't burn. And you're going to go ahead and oil your fingers. Grab a big piece of that dough and start to squeeze it out little by little in between your thumb and your index finger so you could get those beautiful little round shapes. If you wanted to use a spoon or 2 spoons to drop it into the oil, you can go ahead and do that. Whatever way you're comfortable with, and to do it safely, I recommend doing it that way. I'm going to go ahead and keep on dropping in my Gulgula pieces until I get a full batch in that hot oil. And then what I'm going to do from there is I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to keep on moving it around. Gulgula is one of those things that it has so much sugar inside of it and so many things that will caramelize that if you just leave it in the pot, it will burn very fast. So you have to keep on moving it around and regulate that heat. I ended up moving my heat to a medium, almost medium low heat because it ended up getting very, very hot. And you want to make sure that they cook properly on the inside. So this is what my Gulgula is looking like at the 2-minute mark. As you all can see, they're starting to get nice and golden brown, but some of them are still very light in color, and we just have to keep on frying until they all get to the same color. Now you're going to see that I'm scooping out some of the raisins that have fallen out of the dough. You want to make sure you scoop those raisins out and discard them, because if they sit in the oil too long, you run the risk of them popping and pitching the oil on you. So it's been about 4 minutes at this point, and as you all can see, all of my Gulgula is nice and golden brown and fried to perfection. I made them on the smaller side today. If you wanted to make it larger, definitely you could. Just know that the frying time is going to be much longer. I'm draining these properly out of the oil and I'm putting them into a plate or a bowl that I've lined with some paper towel to drain off any of that excess oil. And once you get that first batch of Gulgula out of the oil, you're going to go ahead and keep on frying the rest of your dough until you finish out that dough or the batter that you made. And that right there is how you make a Guyanese Gulgula. This right here is the perfect little banana donut or banana munchkin that you will ever try. Definitely give my recipe a try because I promise you, you're gonna get very soft, delicious, and flavorful results. As you can see, when I break into my Gulgula, it's nice and soft, it's fluffy. You see those raisins and the cherries running throughout. And guys, let me tell you about the taste. The outside is perfectly crispy and crunchy, and as soon as you break into the inside and you taste it, it's fluffy, it's soft, it's flavorful. Exactly what you want. And these are not oily at all because we didn't use any yeast. All we used was the baking powder. So if you enjoyed my recipe today, please consider giving this video a nice big thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed yet, and please click that bell notification icon so you never miss out on my newest recipes. Drop your comments down below, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye everyone.